Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I know these afternoon sessions can be tough, so I'll do my best not to put you to sleep, okay? Is that a deal? If I see anybody's eyes closing, I'm going to throw a paper wad at you. All right, so make sure I can work this thing. I don't want to alarm anyone, but take a look at the person next to you. Their job may not exist by the year 2025. So rapid advances in technology are a threat to many jobs normally performed by people. And, things are changing. We all know that. And that change is affecting all of us. So today, I want to talk about specifically how the workforce is changing in the space of DAS and small cell. And I want to give you very specific strategies that you can use right now to help build your teams, beat your competition, and be successful in this industry. So I truly agree with Zig Ziglar here. I love him. But you've got to find the people first. And I've been in the people business for over 30 years. And if there's one thing that I know for sure, is that business is simple and people make it complicated, right? How many of you agree with me? Right? So I'm here to uncomplicate the process of hiring great people. I recently interviewed 50 industry leaders on this subject and asked them, what are your challenges when hiring, retaining, finding, highly skilled labor within the DAS and small cell industry? And I heard the same thing over and over again. They're finding it harder than ever to find the skill sets and experience that they need. So right now, we are literally in one of the toughest hiring markets in the history of this industry. More jobs are going unfilled than ever before. The skills gap is at its widest, and the time to hire is at a record 29 days. So everybody's searching for an edge. Everybody wants to know, okay, how can I, get the people that I need at the price I need and the time that I need? Just to let you know, if we look back over the last 10 years in telecom, the average hourly wage rose $3.32. Over the past 1 year alone, the average hourly wage rose $2.13. So demand is going up, supply is going down. The U.S. telecom sector currently employs approximately 800,000 people. And this is 20% less than in 2007. Today's candidates literally have sometimes 2 to 3 job offers in their hand at one time. In the next 5 years, as we all know, we will see an enormous increase in the DAS and small cell deployments, which will create a larger demand for skilled labor, specifically highly skilled labor in this vertical. And not to mention that the expansion of 5G will create a job shortage upwards of 1.2 million people. Another challenge that we see is these telecom folks, many times they stay at their jobs an average of about 3 years. How many people notice that? So what's happening is everyone's fishing from the same pond, and the pond isn't getting restocked with fish. So we're simply moving people around like a chess game. So when you have a talent shortage, jobs sit vacant. You can't serve your clients, it decreases productivity, and it increases turnover. How does it increase turnover? Well, your current team has to work harder, and many people burn out, and then they leave. So 67% of workers today said that they would consider a job offer from a recruiter regardless of whether they'd been considering a career move. And as you all know, us recruiters can be very persistent, right? Sometimes a little annoying. So let's talk about the strategies, specific strategies that you can use to overcome some of these challenges. So you want to be real in this market and you want to be flexible. So what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. So we had a client who came to us and he had a role to fill, and he had a long laundry list of requirements. And he needed the person yesterday. Sense of urgency was very, very high. So we said, okay, great, and we sourced for hours and hours and hours and hours, and we went back to him and we said, there's probably a handful of people in the United States that meet your requirements. Can you be flexible on anything? Is there any area that you can possibly train? Maybe look for a transferable skill. And he said, absolutely not. I have to have these things in this person right now. Like, I'm desperate. So speed up the movie, and 3 months later, he was still looking for that person. He called me and he said, you know, Carrie, I've had two leaders on my team that threatened to leave. Like, they can't do it anymore. They're working nonstop. Haven't taken a vacation. They're completely stressed out, and they're working weekends. So, you know, had he made this turn earlier and been a little bit more flexible, then over that 3-month period, he could have had someone trained and sitting in that seat being productive. So it's important to look at, and I know we want what we want, and I know you need what you need, but in this market, you want to be a little bit flexible. So another strategy is to open up the candidate pool by considering a remote worker or potentially a semi-remote worker. Maybe this person doesn't have to be in the office every single day. Maybe they can be in the office once a week or a couple of times a month. This will open up the candidate pool considerably, and it will help you to find that person that you're looking for with the skills that you need. Don't overlook older workers. And I say this because by the year 2020, 50% of workers will be over 50. Now, we have clients that will say to us that they really prefer or they want to attract a younger worker to grow with the company, to be able to pick up on new technology faster, learn faster, and grow. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be 50 this year, and I still feel pretty sharp. I mean, I don't know, every now and then I'll walk into a room and forget where I am or what I was doing there, but that's probably just a woman thing. So, you know, it's important to know that, you know, I read an article on the plane on the way over here that the best time to start a startup, it's like a new trend now for startups, is age 50 and beyond. So 50 is not what it used to be. 60 is not what it used to be. I mean, I plan on working, I have no idea, until I'm 110 if I'm able. So please keep that in mind when you're interviewing. This is crucial. Transferable skills. This will be your secret to success within staffing in the next decade. You know, and let me help you here. So let's say you have a role to fill, you have a need, and you have 10 skills that you really want in this person. And then take your top 5, or let's say you have 3 to 5 deal breakers. I absolutely cannot live without these. This person has to have these 5. Then take the other 5 and look at potential transferable skills that this person could possess, or industries, and then how fast that you can bring them over and train them and have them in that seat productive. You know, this area is very special to my heart, hiring veterans, because I was in the United States Marine Corps, and I'll tell you, the skills that I learned when I was in the military are a crucial part of my success today. So if you're looking for disciplined and technically skilled workers, definitely look at veterans. The federal government also offers some incentives if you hire veterans, and as you are probably all familiar with Warriors for Wireless, they will train them and get them ready for you. And Now you have a trained, highly skilled worker. So please keep that in mind as well. Definitely don't overlook your current employees. In today's market, your employees know that their skills are valued elsewhere. They know that they can get what they deserve. In fact, right now, your employees may be getting called by 10 recruiters with new opportunities. So don't wait until they have a counteroffer in their hand to show them how much you value them. Let them know their value now, and then when someone calls them or they talk to a buddy, hey, I heard so-and-so's hiring, they're gonna say, absolutely not, I'm so happy where I am. So it's very important. Retention right now is crucial. We need to expand that 3-year average to 5 and 10. I was having dinner with a client the other night, and there was someone who had been with a carrier for 46 years. And he was almost like an alien. Everybody wanted to talk to him. They just could not believe that he has been in the industry that long. And it was just, it's definitely something that we need to work on, is retention. Training and development. This is also very key. I was talking to an industry leader recently, and he said that he told his management team, guys, the people you're looking for are not out there. This is a CEO. The people you're looking for are just not out there. We have to hire based on transferable skills and soft skills and train the rest. So this is, training and development is crucial. 42% of the companies in the US do not have a talent development plan, and I'm sure that number is higher for the telecom industry and the wireless industry specifically. So, our clients tell us we have no time for training. I want somebody plug and play. I don't want to have to hold someone's hand. Understood, absolutely understood. So I kind of, this is a very reactive form of hiring versus a proactive, right? You're always kind of behind the curve. You have to hire someone now for this position immediately. So my son plays baseball in college, and I kind of look at hiring like a baseball team. You have your A team, that is they're your starters, and then you've got your farm team, right? How many love baseball? Yeah, so you get it. So you've got your farm team. So they're being trained, they're being developed to become that A team. So you want to have a system in place at all times of training and development. Stop and sharpen your axe. Even if it's not a formal training and development program, have people that you are developing and training. Now, this is interesting. Building a pipeline, and this is a new concept called a talent community. So what you can do is you can actually put a link on your website where candidates can submit their resume to you without submitting for a specific role. They can just go into your pipeline. So it's called a talent community. Then when you're ready to hire for a specific position, you may have 50, 100, 250 people to choose from, and already they're warm, they want to work for your company. So it's just a little bit of an easier sell, especially if they're highly talented. So if you take one thing away today, just take this, which is speed matters in today's market. We were working with a client, again, recently that he had a role to fill, and we presented him with a great candidate, very strong. Said, great, I want to interview this person. And he said, I'm so busy right now. I'm just buried. We can interview him in a week and a half, or next Wednesday or something. So I said, okay, got it. In the meantime, looking on the candidate side, this particular candidate was passive, which means he's working, and he's got it in his head that, hey, I may be interested in other opportunities. This sounds like a good idea. He's thinking about it. So while that week and a half goes by, he's talking to his family, to his wife, about, what would it be? Maybe I should move. Maybe it's time. He's calling colleagues and friends in the industry saying, just just between you and me, if you hear anything or if you know of it, so that's what's happening during that week and a half right now in this market. So what happened in this instance is our client interviewed the candidate and liked him, so we want to go for a second interview. Again, it was about another week before he could schedule the second interview. And during that time, this person had received another call from someone else and had another interview. And by the time our client was ready to present an offer, that person had received an offer and accepted from another company. So this kind of stuff is happening all the time. We're finding, like I said, candidates who have sometimes 2 to 3 offers in their hands at once. So it's very important to, I know many times you really can't, you don't have a lot of control over the hiring process, but you want to focus on what you do have control over, which is your communication. So you could reach out to that candidate and say, hey, I am so busy, I don't have a second to, I can't sit down and do an hour interview with you right now, but I'd like to talk to you for 5 or 6 minutes or 10 minutes just to say hello. That way the communication has started and that person feels like that they're in the process. Does that make sense? So it's crucial to start that process and to move with speed. If you like somebody, then move faster. Move as fast as you can, as you possibly can right now in the constraints of your companies and your programs. So you're really only as good as the people you hire. You want to make hiring. You want to make hiring a priority because it's getting harder and harder, and it's only going to get harder over the course of the next 5 years and 10 years. There's jobs that we're going to need in this industry that haven't even been thought of yet. So we obviously no one has the skill set for that. The jobs haven't even been created yet. So make it a priority. Make it a priority to train and develop people. You want to also implement new strategies. Look for ways that you can gain that edge. Talk to people, get ideas, share ideas with each other, mastermind. So also make it a goal this year to improve your hiring process. And you never know, the person next to you might be working for you in 2025. So thank you very much for your time.